Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. I talk about lures often because that's what we use to catch fish. And there's so many choices, but I'll tell you what my year of fishing has sort of directed me to in the lures that I buy. Now that's a lot of general sort of just talk, but being very specific about this, most of the fishing that I do now is either for trout in the spring or wading our tributaries fishing for bass. Now, if I catch walleyes along the way, that's fabulous. But it's fishing for bass. And the bass that are in most of the tributaries are smallmouth. Now smallmouth actually do have a smaller mouth than largemouth. It's not what really determines sort of the identification of the species. But largemouth can open their jaws so much they can take in a giant bait. Smallmouth, not so much. They may think they can. They may try to, but they can't take in quite as big a bait. And I found that by using ultralight tackle and light lures, like I've told you, soft plastic in most cases, that I can catch more smallmouths than any other way of fishing. It didn't just come to me. It's taken years of experimenting and enjoying to come to this realization. Now, the lures that I select, now I go for a certain size lure. And soft plastics come in different lengths, and they're identified that way. And the length of lures that I look for now in soft plastic is 2 3/4 inch long soft plastic bodies. That seems to be the ideal size that smallmouth bass will go for, that they will prefer. Now, I've caught lots of smallmouth on tiny little crappy size baits, and smallmouths will eagerly hit them. But the 2 3/4 inch size baits seem to be ideal, and that's all I basically look for now when I'm trying to choose the baits I'm going to use next year. And the baits that I prefer most, and all kinds of baits come in this size, are tube jigs, tube baits, and they look like little octopuses. They have 100 little tentacles coming out of them. What they look like to the fish is just something they want to eat. They come in 2 3/4 inch size. Little crayfish replicas, and a number of companies make them, but the 2 3/4 inch size seems to work the best. Now, there's other reasons that I prefer that size, in that because they're so small, then they work really well on light tackle, which is what I enjoy fishing with. They also come in different textures of soft plastic. The ones that I've really become crazy about this last year is Berkeley's scented ones. The plastic it's soft, but it seems really durable, and they just seem to attract the fish because of the scent that they put into them. Now, that's what I think. I can't really prove it, but that's what I think, and because I think that, that's what I want to use most of the time now. And also, you can buy, they're called Ned, basically these baits are called Ned baits, and you can also get Ned worms, and all they are, you can take a 6-inch or a 5-inch plastic worm and just take a pair of scissors or your teeth or a knife and just cut them into the 2 3/4 inch size, and they probably would be just as effective as the ones you pay mega bucks to get in that size. But for some reason, just these stick worms, these baits that don't have much action, they work tremendously. The fish love them. But what I wanted to tell you about today is sizing. And they're making a lot of lures dedicated to Ned fishing. We've talked about this. Using light tackle, very small hooks, very lightweight. And it allows that bait to just sort of look natural as it floats down, especially in smaller river and stream conditions. It just looks like something that would be naturally drifting down in the water because it isn't too heavy, it isn't too big, and to me, it's just a blast to use these lures. So 2 3/4 inch, I think, is the ideal size soft plastic baits, bucktail jigs, whatever, to get to use for smallmouth bass in our river systems. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.